You can't see it, right? There it is. It is 1:14 a.m. So the point of this video, I want to turn it into a series, but I don't really know. I don't know. But yeah, it's basically me teaching myself how to draw, or like learning how to draw. The end goal for me is to be able to create a webtoon. It's something that I've talked about before.
Flashback.
I did like a very mediocre one when I was a kid, and I made like a little comic. It was so badly done, but my friends were, my classmates were like a huge fan of it, so I would try to produce it as fast as I could, and I only could ever make one copy. So what would happen is that I would draw it really badly, really haphazardly, but the plot was insane. So I would only have one copy. I would do like a two puncheroo, stick that in a folder, and so they would just pass that around. Anyway, all this to say that, like, yeah, I've been wanting to make a webtoon for a pretty long time. I put that off for like several years, and then now I'm back to thinking about it. I kind of want to gear myself up to that. I don't think that I can just like dive into it for a number of reasons, and one of the things that I'm kind of struggling with at the moment is just like the level of skill that I'm at with my drawing. I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't think that I'm bad, but I don't think that I'm necessarily like awful, but I don't think that I'm the greatest artist ever also. But what matters to me really is to be able to draw in the way that I want to draw, in the way that I have a very like specific vision of what I want my art to look like, and I don't think I'm there. I've only ever started digital painting late last year, but I have this drawing pad and it's connected to my computer, so it's a little disorienting. I feel a little disoriented with it, but it's what I have, so I'm working with it. This is the first ever painting that I ever did digitally. When I first made this, I thought this was the most amazing first painting on digital art that anyone could do. And now I realize how much wrong I did with this painting. But regardless, this is probably one of the most fun times I've ever had painting, and nothing can ever change that for me. This is how I drew this painting. Like, I was really in there. And you know that when you start drawing something and you're zoomed in this way, you don't realize proportions as much. But anyway, this is where I started. Is what I want to say. This is where I am after roughly 6 months of just like continuously painting, and at the same time watching a bunch of tutorials and stuff like that. And I no longer paint like this, although that's so pretty. Oh right, so I've been going on and off of art, meaning like I would draw consecutively for like a good amount of time, like maybe 3 to 6 months, and then I would go completely off it. Like I wouldn't draw a thing for years. So I don't think that I've ever managed to draw for long enough to develop a style, but I've always had like ideas of what I want certain things to look like. I need to find my zhuzh in my art, and I haven't found that yet. And I think in order to get there, I need to like actually dive in and do some studies and like teach myself the basics and then work my way around that. There are obviously like the classic things that I struggle with when it comes to drawing, like perspective and fucking hands and knees. Today we're gonna focus on clothing. This video series, if it does become a series, is also for me to be able to track my progress. And I also want to kind of create content wherein if there's anyone else out there that is starting to get into art, or you're actually really good already and you want to look down on someone. No, I don't want to present my stuff that way. I don't know what you're gonna get out of this video. It's mostly that, like, I feel like maybe this could be helpful also for other people, because when I try to learn how to do anything, I'll mostly go to people that are already experts. So maybe, in me trying to learn through other people, which is what I'm gonna be doing, like maybe there's also like something to be gained out of this series for you, wherein you can watch someone that is actually not an expert and is also learning, and then maybe you'll feel more confident to follow along in that way. I don't know. I do not understand the kind of person that will be able to pick up something from my ramblings, but know this: I love you so much, and you are probably my kind of people, because if you learn something from me rambling and just like going into a stream of consciousness that should never have left my brain, and then you hear that, and instead of like running in the opposite direction, you stop, let it sink in, you marinate in it for a bit. I love that. I love the thought of like marinating, and then you actually learn something. Good for you. That's such a win for you. You don't even know. Like, you are so much more of a genius than you realize, because Who the fuck gave me the right? I use CSP. I don't know how I can show these to you, like if you guys ever want to download them, but all of these brushes are free. I made this drawing default canvas. It's nearly like a square. This is Monex. I follow them on Instagram as well. I really like their art in some ways as well. When I'm drawing or sketching traditionally just for practice, I find my art like gravitating towards his style. I think because like it really is like more my cup of tea. I'm gonna listen to Mike's playlist called The Glee Experience. That's gonna be fun. So Monex said the first thing that you want to do is draw the basic outline of the clothing, he said. And I'm drawing this with a really light hand. So he's saying that there has to be a lot of contrast in the drawing. So basically wherever it bends the most, you need to pay attention to that. I guess that makes sense. So there's a bend here in this drawing. So this is the first bend. And then here, I guess this inner part as well. Eh? What? Why? Because okay, there's certain things that feel like a natural instinct to me whenever I think wrinkles, right? I'll think to like, okay, make a little bendy thing here and then curve this in. But this, I would never think to do that. Do you know what I mean? Like there are certain instincts that we have in our heads when... Actually, I should probably not say that because I've recently discovered through a TikTok, of all places, that brains don't all work the same way. Like, some of y'all don't even have voices in your head. Because, like, I feel like him as an artist, it makes sense to him because this is a very specific instinct that he has. I don't even know if I can do it and make it look good. Because, like, okay, here, let's get into the thing. Am I in the right layer? Yes, I am. Okay. So this is a bend. Okay, that's the shoulder. Sure. A curve going like this? It looks like this is what he did. Started much in an inward than I did. Okay, so like this. The chalice, which is what I'm going to be calling it, is around this area, right? Oh no, it's lower. It's lower. It's closer to this. This is the perspective. It's an arm. That makes sense. Okay. Who is she? Who is this chalice girl? The struggle with layers was something that I didn't really anticipate as much as the actual art. But like, drawing on the wrong layer is a real thing. It's a very real thing. And it sucks ass, let me tell you that. Oh, and he connected these two in that shapely fashion around here. Like this. What's that looking like? What is that looking like? Does that look like that's too small? I don't know if this makes sense to me, guys, but I'm gonna trust it for now because I don't have a choice, and also I'm not an expert. It has to look like a staircase where there are wrinkles. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay. So it's like you have your mountains and then these are the valleys and the clothes, like because they wrinkle up. Okay, this is gonna be a point because that's your elbow areas where it goes in, like that. I'm going underneath this layer now to sort of give me an idea. This would be the center, sort of. Oh, we're going downwards with it as well. Wait, what? You can add a lot of lines, so this part doesn't matter if it's dirty. So express it in a bent way. This is very stylistic. I probably should not have started with this, but we're here. Probably this is something for people that like don't have an art style, is like, how much is too much? You know, I'm going with 3 staircases here, but is that too much? But I'm gonna venture a little crinkle right here. I like this messy line bullshit. I don't know. It speaks to me, okay? Side note, no air is playing right now. This is probably one of my favorite Glee performances. It's crazy. It's 'cause you took my breath away. Losing. I'm off pitch. This is a little bit difficult because usually I feel like how the clothes and the wrinkles will make sense to me is like if I know the form of the body underneath. Wait, just kidding. No, I mean that. I actually meant that. It looks good. I should have said that from the beginning. I should have led with that. This looks good. I just want it to make sense in my brain as to why that's necessary, other than the fact that it stylistically looks good, because I'm not going to learn that way. But here, if I see this little like bump here, it does make it seem as though that's the arm leading the clothes. Hi clothes, I'm arm leading you. Do you know what I mean? Does your brain work like this? Make the front part a little bit bigger because of perspective. My god, that's actually a see. It looks so good. How did they make that look so good? What the fuck? Okay, so it has to like open up here is how I'm understanding it, right? It's like this is the end of the sleeve. I feel like these two being in the same place is kind of messing me up. It's a lot of attention to detail for a sleeve. It's the kind of shit I like. One of the things I really like about Monex's art is that he uses a lot of like harsh lines, not just in something where it looks appropriate, like clothes, but also like with the body parts sometimes. He exaggerates portions and with the face. And it just looks incredible to me. Like I love the look of it. I should probably draw this underneath so it helps me figure it out. So this is the hand. This is the thumb. And it's in the... Oh no, I won't be able to draw that as like finessed as that, I don't think. We'll see. Okay, next here is to draw the outer line dark. That way the picture feels complete. And we're not going to touch a lot else with the rest of the outfit because we want the focus to be on the wrinkles on the clothes and the sleeve. That's pretty good. I guess what I'm taking away from this is that choose your battles. You want to add detail to certain things, but it's not like going to be necessary for the rest. And also choose which parts of your painting you want to emphasize. It's actually kind of working. Okay. This is just like a spin cycle. I'm going to buy. Also some of this, buy. Am I in the too much zone right now? Is this too much? Oh, make sure the outer line is dark and neat. And neat? Oh no, I'm panicking. Panicking bisexual at the disco. I'm kind of working with, right now when I do this, I'm kind of working with what I'm learning off of Monex's video. And at the same time, I'm also kind of going off of instinctually what I feel like looks right and what I feel like would make this look more interesting. This. I don't know if that's a space or if that's part of clothes. Is that part of his coat? Who? This looks kind of good. I'm gonna take the arrows out because it's distracting. Wait, what? Did I draw some stuff on the... Oh my god. I drew on the wrong layer. Drawing on the wrong layer is a real thing. It's a very real thing. And it sucks ass, let me tell you that. Oh, whoa. That's new. Now it looks like this piece of clothing is folding into this area. Do you know what I mean? It looks so good. Wait, I want to do that. So it's from the chalice and it's sort of like... Oh my god, I did it! That's genius! It's such a tiny thing, but it creates such a difference. Like, look at that. Now it looks like this area of the sleeve is folding into this from the weight, from the gravity of the actual clothes as well, from the material of this, whatever it is. His is so much cleaner than mine. It's fine. We're not comparing art. I was afraid this would happen, that I would just like compare myself to seasoned artists. That's unfair. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, we're moving on to a different pose now. And now okay, this is good. The skeleton is being drawn first. I've been practicing anatomy a lot, but it's just not... I think I'm learning from time to time, but it's definitely like, could be better. You know, suddenly you just don't know what elbows look like? That's me. Actually, let me redraw this. I'm so unhappy with this right now. This is what an arm looks like. No one argue with me. This is an arm. Something that I also like really struggle with is just letting stuff go. Let me explain. This is a guide. It's not even the point of the practice or the painting. This part of it is just the underneath skeleton. It doesn't have to be neat, but here I am just like correcting it. Whose time did I waste here, really? And whose time did I save? And it doesn't even look that good without the guidelines. The flow of the wrinkles, the flow of the clothing. Okay, actually that's really good. Yeah. Where's the clothing being pulled from, and like gravity on it? So it's being pulled this way. The flow of the wrinkles should go this way. Wait, what? Hold on. Draw long wrinkles using the inverted V shape. Oh, he said to do long lines as well. Here I am with my short ass lines. Looking kind of sus. This, like, when it's being pulled taut, what are the lines supposed to look like? I still did that. Oh, interesting line structures here. Looks like a garbage bag. This looks like a carrot. The lines are curved. They look like a pattern. They look like spikes down here. Clothing is being pulled taut. It's supposed to be like straight, sort of. Not the case. You can still add lines there to make it look like it's being pulled in a specific direction, and then these long curved wrinkles. These are some very confident lines. Like, I need a lot more of that. Let me redraw this. Also, naturally I wouldn't draw the wrinkles first, but I can see how this can be advantageous. Then you kind of have like perspective on which part you're emphasizing and then which parts you're just gonna draw straight on. I'm also counting on there to just be accidental lines that work. And if they do, I'm just gonna darken it. And then I want to like not make some of these lines so boxy. And here I'm not gonna connect that because I feel like it looks better that way. I don't know. This looks kind of better. Am I stupid, or I'm gonna add a new layer and then darken the lines there. Let's put them side by side. Arm to arm. Band of brothers. That's an improvement, I would say. Turnip. And then here, turnip. Psych. It's less turnip. Let's go. Don't follow me on Pinterest. This is my private place. Ooh, this is nice. A lot of wrinkles. No hands. So the body is looking like this is the clavicle. Shoulders are going in here. I feel like this is the main body. His line is going this way and then this way. I should do this more, to be honest, like tracing from a reference, because whenever I draw anatomy, like a body like this, I miss this part right here. I need to like stop doing that because that's such a bad habit, because I'm losing so much of an actual body part. Like I'm taking out ribs, bro. I'm performing organ transplants. I'm taking them out. And I guess like doing this, like doing reference practice, will help that a lot if I'm trying to understand the human body. I feel like, okay, I'll draw through this so I understand where the hips are. Should be around there. His booty would be around here. And then the arm be around here. This would be the chest. It's a bit slanted because of perspective. So if I were to recreate this, no, suddenly I'm doing anatomy. I just said that I wouldn't do this, but let's draw the clothes. The clothes would start around here. Bit loose, bit loosey-goosey. This is the shirt. I'm gonna draw it first like Monex said, which is to just go for the general shape. Oh my god, just don't. No need to go into details, Noah. Come on. General shape, general shape. Stick to the general shape, stick to the general shape. Just a fucking urge to try to make this better right now when it's literally the guide. Like, stop. No, it's hard. It's hard to draw this jacket. I should not have started with this. This is also kind of tough because the material of the jacket is thicker. So the gravity is going to work differently. Did not think this through. It's whatever. Oh, I'm not explaining what I'm doing. Okay. The bulk of the crinkles is going to be around this area because that's where it's tucked in. It's going to be pulled down this way. Because of the pose that he's making, there's also going to be a bit of like upward left. So let's try to apply that. Here I kind of want to catch like the general shape of his actual body because it feels like a little bit of that detail is kind of here in the clothes as well. I'm gonna erase the jeans since this shouldn't be seen with a jacket anyway, and it's confusing the fuck out of me because I think that I've been able to apply the wrinkles fine, but I feel like the form is a bit lost, as in the fact that there's a lot of bending supposedly that should happen in this area. So, and it's looking like a towel more than anything. So I'm gonna try to like get that perspective back by drawing it like this. So I'm straying a little bit from the reference here because in the reference it kind of makes sense to like to do these lines where it kind of goes like that. But when I put it on here, it doesn't really look that good. It's probably my fault, not gonna lie, but oh my god, it's also like very, very slightly approaching Turnip City, which we do not want it to do. And also I realized that like if I do try to webcomic-y this, it, you know, clothes don't always have to consistently be this detailed. I also want to be able to understand what the complicated version is before I webtoonize it. What do we think? What I've found to be the most helpful and something that I never really considered that much before, that when you're drawing clothes, you have to consider the material of the clothing, where the bends are, and also gravity, because how that's become helpful is now I have somewhere to start. Anyway, that has been my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until then, keep drawing, keep crafting, keep arting, keep on keeping on, because there's a lot that you can get out of it.